I'm Dr. Margaret Lafferty, live from the 2017 Hot Topics in Neonatology meeting here in Washington, D.C. We're here with Dr. Richard Polin from Columbia University to discuss his talk on the diagnosis and management of sepsis in the newborn. Welcome, Dr. Polin.
It's nice to be here.
Thank you for being here. Dr. Polin, can you tell us about the main objective of your talk?
So, neonatal sepsis is a conundrum for neonatologists. The symptoms of sepsis are very nonspecific. The risk factors are many. Therefore, neonatologists overtreat infants with risk factors for sepsis or who clearly have non-infectious disease with antibiotics. The use of antibiotics has both short-term and long-term consequences. The short-term consequences relate to toxicity of the antibiotics, separation of mothers and babies, interferes with maternal bonding, increases length of stay and costs, and the long-term issues are just beginning to unravel, but they relate to changes in the microbiome and the long-term risk for the baby with a change in flora.
Great, thank you. You've started to summarize this already, but what would you say are the main learning points from your talk?
That we need to have a rational approach to babies with risk factors for sepsis. Not every baby with risk factors needs treatment with antibiotics, especially those born late preterm and term. If you look at the current guidelines, which I helped construct from the CDC and from the Committee on Fetus and Newborn, they recommend treating certain groups of babies, for instance, babies with chorioamnionitis, routinely with antibiotics. I will say right now that is the wrong approach. Those are babies that can be managed either by using the sepsis calculator, developed by Gabriel Escobar and Karen Popolo, or by a system of frequent observation, but not by the administration of antibiotics.
Great, thank you. And from your talk and your findings, where would you say we go from here?
I think that people have to have a change in policy. So the Committee on Fetus and Newborn is coming out with new guidelines, and we're working off guidelines that were developed more than 5 years ago by Committee on Fetus and Newborn and more than 7 years ago by the CDC. We need to select groups of infants who are perhaps well appearing, who do not need antibiotics, or who clearly have non-infectious diseases who do not need treatment with antibiotics.
Thank you very much, Dr. Polin. That's a wrap from the 2017 Hot Topics in Neonatology meeting here in Washington, D.C.